Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. So I thought I'd play a game called Power to the People. Basically, you would just have to, I think you just have to produce, supply power to the town. Um, I'm not really quite sure what all this is going to be involved in this game. Um, so we're just going to give it a try. So this is available on Steam right now until the 22nd. So we're going to go ahead and do the tutorials here. Basics of power to the people and how to set up a simple power grid to supply energy to the small city. Okay. All right. Candles and Hyge, whatever that is. Residential customer only get unhappy after 1 hour without power, as they'll take it as an opportunity to light some candles and cozy up. Okay. Home cook, no power outages or uses spikes for restaurants at dinner time. Tutorial, a very limited section or selection of power buildings at your disposal. Okay. So perks and challenges. Okay. Welcome to the Power to the People, and congratulations for your promotion to Power Architect. I feel so amped, jeez, to guide you through your very first steps in the game. My name is Bob, and I'm here to guide you. Bob the Builder. Your objective is to deliver electricity to an ever-growing population, trying to keep customer satisfaction high. I was the power architect before you. If the customer satisfaction shown in the upper right corner of the screen drops below 50%, then it's game over. Believe me, I should know. On the top part of the screen, you have a lot of useful information, like the date and weather report on the left and your funds on the right. So you got unlimited money for this right now. Now you can have now you have access to infinite money, yeah, but that won't be the case in the real world. On the bottom, you'll find the action bar, which allows you to replace new buildings and power lines in the minimap. You can use the minimap to navigate around the world and see where the different cities are located. Okay. Finally, on the left side of the screen, you'll find all the statistics about how your power grid is performing. Okay. So 8 megawatts, 8.36 megawatts total demand. Power supply is 0. Generation capacity is 0. Let's start with the basics. You can move the camera around using WASD and zoom in and out using the mouse wheel. That's standard stuff, yeah. Q&E rotates, okay. Alright. Okay. Now that's out of the way, let me explain a thing or two about how things work so you can deliver power to these ungrateful customers. The first thing you need to understand is that you need to deliver low voltage electricity to city buildings, but your power plants will produce high voltage. You know, high voltage can be transmitted long distances with less loss, while low voltage is only useful for local distribution to your customers. Okay. Let's get started. Start by clicking on the new power plant button on the action bar and then selecting the gas fired power plant. Okay. Okay. Power plants cannot be placed within a city's limits, which are marked by the white dashed line. Something about building codes, yada yada yada. Okay. Right over here. Furthermore, they also have a not in my backyard radius, huh, shown by a red circle, which represents the area around the plant that will result in decreased customer satisfaction. No one wants to live next door to a power plant. After all, I know, that hurts my feelings too. So, geez. Now click on the highlighted spot to place the power plant. This one is powerful enough to provide energy to a medium-sized city. It just falls from the sky. Interesting. The next step is to place a substation. They convert the high voltage electricity from the power plants to low voltage, which is useful for customers. In that process, however, some energy is wasted. Select the new substation button on the action bar and select the basic substation. Okay. So max output is 50 megawatts. Okay. Also, just like power plants, substations cannot be placed within city limits. These rules are so annoying. They only make our work harder. There's only one thing missing now: cables to connect our brand new buildings and our customers together. Yep. First, select the high voltage power line button. Okay. Then click on one end of the highlighted line and drag towards the other end to build the power line. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, drag. Okay, I thought I was gonna do some drag. Okay, there we go. All right. Good. Now the power plant is connected to the substation. The final piece of the puzzle is to connect the ladder to the customers. Okay. Select the low voltage power line and do the same thing you did before, placing cables on all the highlighted tiles. You will need to do this one in 2 stages though. Okay. And okay, all of our customers are now in place and ready to work together. The gas components. The gas power plant will produce electricity, transmit it to the substation, which will turn it into low voltage and distribute it to our customers. Okay. All right. Let's fast forward. Okay. Aren't those city lights pretty? Yeah, they were pretty cool. But you know what's even prettier? This end of day report, which shows you how much energy you have sold and and the profit you have made for your overlords. Okay. Click on the arrow button at the bottom of the window to close the end of day report and carry home. Jeez, silly. As time goes by, the city will grow, and also new cities are going to be built. You'll need to constantly upgrade your infrastructure in order to meet the demand. You will be okay with only one low voltage power line for now. Okay, but as the city keeps growing, it might get overloaded and you might need to build one or more additional lines, or so they say. Low voltage power lines can carry up to 30 megawatts of power. If the rating is exceeding for a long period of time, they will fail, often in very fireworks-like ways. High voltage power lines can handle a lot more load, up to 100 megawatts. The same goes for substations. A basic substation can deliver up to 50 megawatts of power continuously and up to 60 megawatts during a peak. Keeping it at a peak power during several hours, though, might cause an explosion. Trust me, I have experienced that firsthand. Okay. Which in turn will leave the city in the dark, causing customer satisfaction to drop very quickly. That will make the bosses very unhappy. You will probably hear words like incompetent and unskilled being thrown at you. There is much more you should know. including dealing with maintenance in your buildings, how to use energy storage, how weather affects the output of some power plant types, but it's not my problem anymore. One last thing, if you right click on power plants and substations, you'll get access to a settings window where you can check their status and determine how they should behave. But you'll learn all of that on the next tutorial or on your own if that's your cup of tea. Best of luck. Don't end up fired like good old Bob here. Okay. So the next one is learn the ways in which things can and will go wrong and how to fix them, as well as how to use energy storage solutions to build a more reliable and efficient power grid. Okay. Hello again. New city, more money to be made, but also more troubles. Okay. All right. Currently, the city uses 24 megawatts, but in just a few hours, demand will go up and reach 40 megawatts, as you can see in the boring chat on the left side. Okay, demand is 24, power supply is 24, generation is 50. Okay. Let's see. So we're at 86% efficiency. Energy sold today is 128 megawatt hours. That means that soon we'll get a free fireworks display. Aren't we lucky? Wow, I never get tired of seeing those explosions. Oh, but you will look at, but will you look at the time? My shift is almost over. I have to run now. There's this TV show I've been binge watching, and that sounds a lot better than helping you out here. Great. Hello, it's great to meet you. My name is Hertha, and I'm here to help you fix the mess that Bob left us. As you've seen, if a power line exceeds its maximum rating for a long time, it will fail and stop conducting electricity until repaired. This sometimes causes a domino effect, as other power lines struggle to handle the extra load put into the system because of one that failed. You can right-click on the power line or hover, and then press the repair button to get a fix. This will cost money and take some time, though. Okay. Repair for $500. Fantastic. Now things are back to normal. I'm sure our beloved customers are happy about that, but everything will go wrong again if we don't improve the design of our power grid. This will happen again tomorrow during peak, and then again the day after until we improve the grid, or until they fire you. An important thing to remember is that substations can also fail. If their maximum power rating is exceeded for a long time, then you will have a serious problem in your hands. Bob has learned that lesson the hard way several times. If we look at the power generation information, we do have enough for all the people. We just need more power lines to handle the load. Yeah. Biomass plants go down for maintenance in 16 hours. Okay. In order to solve our current problems, select the low voltage power line in the action bar, and then add a second power line on the tiles I highlighted. Okay. That seems easy enough. Perfect. Now the load was split between the two power lines, preventing this problem from happening again, until the city grows significantly at least. Now there's something else I would like to teach you about. This biomass plant is operating very close to its maximum capacity during the evenings. Have you thought about what we're going to do if there is a sharp increase in demand? We need to be able to store energy to release it later. Okay. Energy storage facilities will automatically store energy whenever the generation exceeds the demand and release it when the opposite happens. Some of them can release their energy quickly and are great for sharp peaks in demand. Some have huge capacities but can only release the energy slowly, making them perfect to complement wind and solar plants. Okay. Select the energy storage facility button and choose the lithium ion probably, battery farm. This one is my favorite. It has a good balance between power output and capacity. Okay. Lithium ion only available. Alright. Put it right here. What a beautiful building. Now the only thing missing is connecting the lithium battery farm with the power plant. Use the high voltage line power line tool to place a new power line on the line I highlighted. Continue the power plant and then energy storage facility. Okay, so we're going to use high voltage. Okay. It's not as you can see these are later a lot brighter. These are not as bright. I wonder if that means anything. Now everything's working perfectly. Let me show you. Can you see the battery storing energy so it can be used later? It will be released automatically whenever demand exceeds generation. Okay, I see. Yep. Oh, this is the maximum. Okay. Everything is already looking a lot better, but we have yet another problem we need to take care of. Do you see this notification in the upper left right corner of the screen? Yeah. Power plants required to be shut down for maintenance periodically. They would go offline for a few hours, during which they would not produce any energy. So our battery farm will also help us in that regard. The best way to prepare for maintenance is ensure the staff are properly trained so they can do it as quickly as possible. Open the research tree screen. Clicking the button, okay. Action bar, right. Every day your company will obtain one research point. Oh, every day? You can use you can then use those research points to unlock different technologies to make your power grid more efficient and reliable. Okay. Invest in the staff training technology that allow us to cut down on maintenance time in half. Alright, where is that at? Staff training, okay. Do you want to spend... Yep. Okay. Brilliant. Now you can close the research tree. Everything seems to be running smoothly. I'm so happy and so proud of you. And now my shift is over. I will leave you once again in Bob's hands. I can't believe that he still works here. Huh. You built a lithium-ion battery farm? Come on, those things are expensive. I imagine that Hertha wanted one, so the lights in the city remain on while we perform maintenance on the power plant. But it's a lot easier and cheaper to just skip the maintenance cycle. Uh-huh. No wonder you don't work anymore, dude. No wonder you got fired. Right-click on the biomass plant to open its settings window. Now the fun part. You can skip the maintenance button on the bottom part of the screen, and there are usually no consequences for that. I do it all the time. Mm-hmm. Do not skip the maintenance for this power plant. If so, the next maintenance cycle will be performed automatically in 10 days. Probable of ill side effects 20%. Okay. Huh. As a result of poor maintenance, the generators in this power plant are operating in suboptimal way. Power plant will be reduced by 10% until maintenance work is performed. Okay. Hey, what's going on here? I didn't even manage to reach my car in the parking lot, and you already caused trouble? Hmm. Hey, it wasn't me. Sure, Bob, sure. Now the power plant will have a much lower power output, and it's your fault. I was trying to save our company some money. Most of the time, nothing bad happens. Go on, click the power maintenance button. Now button. Okay, so Hertha can go home. That should fix the problem. Okay, perform maintenance now. Okay. Are you sure you want to perform the maintenance? Now the power plant will be offline for 3 hours. Okay, yeah, go ahead and do it. Okay. Well, now that this is all taken care of, it's time to relax for the rest of the day. That is all for today. Now you are ready to tackle new challenges. Okay. Hmm. Alright, so the last one here is the expert tutorial. Learn how power is distributed via substations and power lines and strategies to cope with larger cities. Okay. Welcome again. This city is used to run on coal. Now they have found gold instead. So with all the freshly acquired money, they have decided to modernize. Okay. It's the perfect opportunity for us to implement a clean, renewable energy solution. Would you look at this over the hill over here? It's a perfect spot to place some wind turbines and start the transition towards green energy. Would you look at this clearing by the water here? It's a perfect spot to place a gas-fired plant. Cheap, efficient, proven to work. Gas-fired, okay. And besides, it works 24/7, not only when the wind is blowing. Yeah. Don't you dare, Bob. This is an opportunity to move away from fossil fuels. Besides, once the city grows, more and more customers will end up in the not in my backyard radius of the gas plant. That's true. We can deal with that later. There's even a substation and the old power lines that used to connect to the coal-fired plant. Okay. You can just move the gas-fired plant over here and we're good to go. No time wasted and no new investments. Only pure profit. Go on, put a gas-fired plant over here. I will highlight the exact location once you're ready to place it. I don't know if I trust you, dude. Okay, gas-fired, 50,000. That's expensive. Okay. Great work. Now everything is up and running. See, I told you this was the right thing to do. Oh, well, what do you know? It seems Bob has underestimated how much the city has grown lately. It's using way more power than what a single power line can handle. Luckily, this is an old city, so we have plenty of research points waiting to be used. Science is always the answer. Go into the research window and unlock improved cable alloys. This technology allows power lines to handle 10% more load than usual. Oh, okay. Improved cable alloys. Oh, there. Okay. Nerd. Close that done research window at once. You'll see this will fix the mess you got us in. Go ahead and repair the power lines so you can get everything up and running again. Okay. But it's going to be, yeah, it's already at more than its peak right now, or more than its max. Use is 38 out of 33. Well done. Let's fast forward and see what happens. We know what's going to happen. Yeah. Oh no. It seems our efforts weren't enough. What now? This is getting out of hand. I cannot afford to lose my job again. Truce? That sounds good. Maybe we can try out my plan. Sure. Maybe by combining our ideas we can fix this mess and finally get to go home. Let's start by building some wind turbines. Okay. 35,000. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to put one here. Now let's build another substation on the opposite side of the city. This is a good strategy to handle city growth, as it will balance the load. Okay. Some of the buildings will use power from one substation, and the others will use it from the other. This should get it out of this pickle. Place a basic substation here. And then connect it. Okay. Now we need to run high voltage lines to connect wind turbines to the substation. Oh, whoops, wrong key. Wait, okay. Hospital has no power. That's not good. Okay. Now let's cut the main power line to the city using low voltage lines. Follow the path I have highlighted. Alright. Don't forget to repair the old broken power line before we can get things going. Okay. What's that arrow for? Nice. So far, so good. Well, it seems I got us out of the trouble that you caused, Bob. What are you talking about? Your wind turbines wouldn't have been enough to power the city anyway. Yeah, you're right. I guess the lesson here is that it's a good idea to diversify your power infrastructure. Exactly. Don't put all your tomatoes in one omelet. Tomatoes? Or however the saying goes. Yes, exactly that. It's also important to remember that buildings will, by default, attempt to obtain power from the closest substation. Okay? And substations will in turn attempt to obtain power from the closest power plant. Okay? Having a few substations providing power to a city from different directions is a good trick to remember when dealing with big cities. Anyway, I hope you will use everything you have learned today and bring power to the people. That would be a great name for a video game, wouldn't it? I'd play that. Uh-huh. Okay. Alright. So let's see what we got here. In this demo you can play only 2 different levels, Phoenix, USA, and Montpellier, France, and only on the easiest difficulty setting. The full version will include 12 different levels, some of them much larger than the ones included in the demo, featuring different energy sources, climates, cultures, and architectural styles, as well as 3 different difficulties levels to play on. Okay. Okay. So, this game is it's interesting. It's, when you're just dealing with power, basically, it doesn't seem that there'd be enough to do, but I guess they've made a game out of that, so it's pretty interesting. Um, but that is going to do it for me on this video. I think we'll do a number 2 to do an actual game and play one of the other maps. We'll probably do the Phoenix one. So, okay, folks. Well, I do hope that you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.